Praise thee, Lord Jesus Christ. Please all be seated.
My dear brothers and sisters, we hear the gospel about healing of the woman who has been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years. And also, we have heard about the healing of the daughter of an official presumed to be dead, but Jesus had rose her from the dead. And these two healing stories that we have heard today would speak to us that healing is a great need of humanity, for there are a lot of people who are sick, afflicted with physical infirmities and ailments, in which we see the need of intervention coming from God. We know that when we get sick, we know that there are a lot of compromises. There is what we call a personal isolation. Usually we tend to confine ourselves in our homes. Some are confined in the hospitals, in the home care and health facilities. And there is what we call psychological effect of trying to have this kind of self-pity, looking ourselves miserable in a helpless situation. That's why you always hear that every time the healing story takes place, there is a restoration, and that we go back to our former way of life in serving our family and our community. That is why it's difficult to get sick. You could just imagine the days that we waste and spent in isolation, in recovery, and the time that we have lost, especially the times that we cannot do and perform our duties and responsibilities. The two healing stories of our gospel reading today will always remind us of the intervention of God and the initiation of human persons. One thing that we're being reminded today in our gospel, that God always intervenes and man should always initiate. So we don't only pray and wait for a miracle to happen, but there is always the human intervention, and that is, we always initiate and God intervenes. And I think this is how the grace of God works. There's always the human cooperation. We'll always believe that God intervenes in our daily need and daily life. Again, always we are being reminded of God intervenes, human initiates. Amen.